Well, good evening, folks. In actual fact, it's not good evening, it's good morning. Yeah, it is good morning because it's 10 past midnight. And I haven't gone to bed yet, and I haven't turned into a pumpkin, even though it's near Halloween. So, all is well. Just a little video, another one, about this Diversion 600, which you're going to think I'm obsessed by it. And I think I am, actually, because I'm really enjoy the fact that it hadn't run for nearly 5 years. And it's now, a really rideable, brilliant bike. So these bikes they've got oil pipes to an oil cooler. It comes up from the oil filter, under the bike, and it comes right the way up, metal pipes. Then there's a sort of rubber bit with crimped ends on, and a bit like you get on Japanese brake hoses and that. And then it joins onto metal pipes at the top there, actually to the oil cooler. So because there's so much filth and road dirt and water and stuff thrown up by the front wheel, it all goes over the front of the engine and it rusts away the clamps, which I've replaced and put stainless steel Allen bolt on the clamp there. And I replaced it with the correct diameter rubber reinforced pipe. So I cut the metal, removed the original rubber hose bits, which were slightly shorter than that. They'd rusted through completely, and it was just a matter of time before, the metal banding rusted through, and then you've got an oil leak. So I thought I need to sort this out. So I ordered this from Pyramid Plastics, home of the extender fender. Basically, it applies to the Royal Enfield Interceptors and the GTs. They've got a pretty short mudguard. The standard mudguard is pretty short, and you tend to get filth thrown all over it, again, like on the Yamaha, on the oil filter, the spin-on oil filter at the front of the bike. Very common on the Royal Enfields. If you put a replacement mudguard on, standard has actually got the fender extender on it, but a lot of people take the front mudguard off and put a shorty on. Well, I wouldn't do that if I were you. So I bought this, and it duly turned up. Got it off eBay with a load of instructions and sticky pads and things. So the only downside is that flange there. That's the only bit that goes in underneath or into the existing front mudguard. It's not a big area that to have held on to the mudguard only with sticky pads. They send a lot of them and instructions and so on, but I tried it and it was not a success. So there it is. That's the actual fender extender. If you've got one of these on your Royal Enfield, already as standard, don't take it off. Honestly, you might think it looks better with a short mudguard, but the filth that's all over the engine, and it does cause, rusting oil filters and things, So these are all the sticky pads it came with. A plethora of sticky pads. And I thought, the instructions actually show that, the one in the middle there, that teardrop shaped one, stuck on, but it doesn't relate to the actual fender extender I got. It's only got that little edge on it, as I showed earlier. So I stuck these little, looks like there's a sort of solar eclipse on the way with that, the shape of them. If you've got that kind of imagination. So I stuck them all on, and I cleaned thoroughly the existing mudguard, and they just didn't stick very well at all. I'd used brake cleaner on it as well. So I used some stainless Allen, button-headed Allen bolts, which I had in my supply of stainless nuts and bolts. I've got a box of them, various sizes, so I went rooting through, and I got 3 of them. I left the sticky pads on, but I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them on their own because there's just not enough overlap, and it says to clamp them and leave them for 12 hours, 24 hours and all this sort of thing. So there it is. I've just attached it to the mudguard. Probably overdid the tightening on that middle one. I might loosen that off tomorrow. Actually, it's a bit. It's got a little bit of a sort of dimple in it, isn't it? That's because it's got the sticky pads underneath. So I think I'll loosen that one. I didn't notice that earlier, but sometimes when you see things on photographs. So there it is. That should stop all the filth going on my lovely new rubber pipes with the stainless steel clamps on. They won't rust, obviously, but it'll stop the oil filter, spin-on oil filter, which is exactly where it is on the Royal Enfield's GT and the Interceptors. It'll stop that getting all filth on it, and there it is. Very, very simple, a quick job, and I think the bike looks better for it, actually. It's certainly going to be from a practical point of view. I don't think that detracts from the look of the bike at all. I mean, tell me what you think. I mean, the Shorty mudguard is, yeah, it looks kind of trendy, doesn't it, 29 years ago, and, you know, a bit of attitude with a short. But, you know, when your engine's covered in filth, so much so that it rots the clamps on the original oil pipes, bit of a price to pay. So I'm pleased with that. It was on eBay. If you shop around, they vary in price for the same thing from 38 quid to 24. So needless to say, I paid 24 and got that done today. Now, just one final little note. Mr. Paul Messenger, well known in the Royal Enfield community, contacted me this evening with an idea, a little idea for the Diversion. And I mean, Paul, as I mentioned in previous videos, is the person responsible for the name Slick. I've mentioned that on numerous occasions. A long time ago, Paul said, call yourself Slick. And to please him, I thought, okay, I will do for about 2 weeks. But I didn't. I just left it, and it stuck. Well, Paul's come up with an even better idea for this bike. Really, really good idea. And I'm going to be doing it as soon as I get the bits, probably in about the next week. So, Paul, if you're watching this, don't comment, don't give the game away. And I'll be doing that very, very soon. So, well done, Paul Messenger, again. In the meantime, take care, everybody. It's bedtime. I need my beauty sleep. Yeah, about 4 days of it non-stop, I would think. So I'll bid you good night and take care on your bikes, and I'll post again soon. Bye for now.